Hey, how's it going, guys? And welcome back to another Stock Kings YouTube video. And today we'll be going over CCIV, Churchill Capital, otherwise known as Lucid Motors. And what we'll be going over today is some updated news on their new Air Gravity SUV. Now, we'll be going over a lot of things that we have now seen about the Air Gravity. We'll be comparing some of these things to the Tesla Model X, which would be the rival to this new Gravity SUV for Lucid Motors. We'll also be getting into some technical analysis on this stock, as well as some price predictions in where I see this stock moving in the future. So if you have any interest in CCIV Lucid Motors, this is something that you're definitely going to want to stick around for later in the video. However, before we get into any of that, if you enjoy this type of content, please drop a like, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications so you know whenever we come out with new videos, and you can keep up with all of the things that we're talking about on this channel, all the different kinds of stocks, so you guys can be aware of that. I really appreciate all the support on this channel, so thank you guys so much for that. And I also have my Instagram link down below where I post new details about this channel daily, so if you want to keep up more to date with what's going on with this channel, please go follow that as well. But we're here on the daily chart here on CCIV or Lucid Motors on TradingView. And as you can see, we have a pretty big, massive rundown. We're trading below the 50 RSI, coming down to some recent lows, as you can see here on this recent candle. However, last week on Thursday, we have a pretty green bullish candle, and then we have a pretty empty candle here. We have a doji, it seems, on Friday, coming down around 4.5%. And then we also are coming into some oversold territory here on the RSI as well. But this is definitely a very interesting stock. A lot of people thinking, should I buy in on these dips? What should I do? And it's interesting because, in the past we were here at the $40 range, 44, and then it came up to the, into the 60s, and people were thinking, man, I really wish I would have bought in at that $40 range. And now people are questioning, should I get in at these lows of $22, which is absolutely crazy to me on this stock. But for me personally, on this stock, I have been buying in as the stock price has been dropping. But that is just my opinion on the stock. I am long-term bullish on it. However, I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Everything I say or do on this channel is for education and entertainment purposes only. So do your own due diligence and trade based on your own opinions. But for me, I am definitely buying in as this stock continues to trend in the down run. But let's get right into this, Air Gravity SUV that CCIV has. We have a article pulled up here titled "Everything You Need to Know About the Lucid Gravity SUV. Tesla Model X, Watch Out." They begin by saying the Lucid Air sedan is getting closer and closer to production. Just days ago, Lucid CEO Peter Rawlinson took the Air for a spin on public roads. You can find this video on YouTube if you are interested in that. The first time that the EV appeared in the wild without camouflage. But besides this Model S competitor, Lucid is also working on a new electric SUV, which is the Gravity SUV. After all, no automaker's lineup is complete without an SUV in 2021. First teased in September last year on the company's Twitter account, we now know more about this SUV under the code name Project Gravity, which should compete with the Tesla Model X. And now this is just a kind of a render version of what people think that this should look like. However, we do have some leaked images that we can see down below. Here you get the first kind of leaked images, which are kind of tough to see with the glare. But you can see it's very similar to what this mock-up kind of looks like here. But moving down, we can kind of get some specs on this. The performance and range, another wickedly quick EV, which is very important, as you can see here with other EVs also being very, very fast. They say that the quickest Model X can reach 60 miles per hour in a startling 2.5 seconds. So the Gravity seriously needs to haul to get anywhere close to that, with that being its main competitor. That is kind of important. Sharing a platform with the Air sedan, the Gravity should also use use the sedan's dual electric motors, which means that outputs will range from 480 to 1080 horsepower. It will likely be a bit slower than the equivalent Air, so we did estimate a 0 to 60 mph time of around 3 seconds for the most powerful all-wheel drive Gravity. So they're estimating it's going to be a little bit slower than the Model X, but still that is very, very fast, guys. They also say in terms of charging and range, the Gravity should be one of the best SUVs if the Air is anything to go by. The sedan has a maximum of 517-mile range and can add 300 miles of range in just 20 minutes when utilizing DC fast charging. The base Air is claimed to have a 406-mile range. Again, the heaviest SUV's body will likely reduce that range slightly, but anything over 400 miles is excellent, and I cannot agree any more with that statement. My car on a full tank of gas only gets around 400 miles. So, and I think a lot of people with these, EV vehicles get very worried that they're going to run out and they're going to be stuck somewhere. And especially with an SUV, you could likely see people hauling their families around. So this is something that would be very important. People would want to protect their families and make sure they're safe. So they want to be ensured that they're getting somewhere in the 400 to 500 mile range. And with, adding 300 miles of range in just 20 minutes utilizing that DC fast charging, they also know they will not have to wait around forever to get their car charged up. Coming back here, we can finally get the price of this new SUV King. Lucid says that the Gravity will elevate the SUV as we know it to a new level. It certainly has the goods to do this, but we will have to conquer everything from conveniently powered models like the new Cadillac Escalade to the electric Tesla Model X. Pricing remains unknown, but we can expect the Gravity to be slightly more expensive than the Air, which begins at $69,900 and goes all the way up to $131,500. The range-topping SUV Gravity could therefore easily be a $150,000 SUV, which is very, very expensive. However, this is going to be a premium vehicle, so that is where that high price comes from. But let me know in the comments, guys, is when this comes out, would you be willing to buy a $150,000 EV SUV? I'm very interested to know what you guys think, and I think it's important for their share price because if people are not willing to buy this at $150,000, it is not going to help the revenues of the company. So let me know what you're thinking down in the comments. But getting back to the chart of CCIV, we're going to run some technicals on the daily chart as well on the 30-minute to give you guys a long-term outlook on the stock as well as some short-term trades. So in the recent price action, we definitely are coming down to test these supports here. However, we have a very strong rejection off of this support here at around 2166. And to kind of go a little bit below that, we can probably see it filling this wick here if it continues down to the $28 range. And then in a area of resistance, I would like to keep 28.96 as my resistance. It's very close to this 50 EMA, which is the area of resistance as we continue up. And then as well above that, I would like to see 32.48. And then finally, for recent price action, I would like to see 35.76 as the next area of resistance. And obviously, as we go up, I will continue to update these price targets, most likely filling somewhere in this range here of this empty wick. As we talk about a lot on this channel, empty wicks are like breadcrumbs for price to fill. And then also we can, as price moves up to fill this gap here, we can talk a lot about support resistances in that area. But for now, we will be using the most recent price action. So what we'll be looking for here is price to kind of continue to reject off this support. It looks like pre-market we are coming back down a little bit from this area. So hopefully we will get a strong rejection off the 2170 support line. And if we do get a strong rejection, that would be your area to buy in at. And then also if we come down to break through this support, we would be looking to come down and reject off our next support at 2025. So if we do get a strong rejection, we'll be looking to come up to 28.75 and then 32.48. And then our final price target at 35.78. Hopefully we will be hitting these in the next couple of months to year. Going in on the 30-minute to kind of give you guys some more short-term trades, what I will be looking at is resistances here close to the 50 EMA, which we are trading both below the 50 and the 200. We also can see some nice support or resistance, excuse me, right here in the $24.19 range. And then finally, I would like us to come up to the 200 EMA to test that resistance as well. So what we would be looking for in this area to kind of plan this trade out for you guys is hopefully get a strong confirmation that we are going to go above this resistance. So I would like a close above the 50 EMA. And you can see we have a lot of empty wicks. So make sure you're waiting for a candle to close, going up to our price target here at 24.20. And then we'll have stops just below the support line to make sure if price does continue to go back down below that then created support, it will take us out because we were expecting it to go bearish to our next support. However, things do continue to go our way, go up to our first price target. We'll be taking our first partial profit at this time at 24.25. We will then be going to our next price target. We'll be taking our next partial profit, reducing our overall position. Price will then be at the then created support at 24.19, and we will be reducing our stop loss, limiting our stop, reducing our overall risk by trailing this either as a percentage of your position, or you can use candle structure. I am privy to candle structure. But that is all the information I had for you guys today on CCIV, Churchill Capital, or Lucid Motors. And if you enjoyed this content and found it valuable, please drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications so you know whenever we come out with new videos. And also, I have my Instagram link down below if you'd be interested in following that. But as always, guys, I hope you have an excellent day, get some gains in the market, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.